Tom Izzo, Mr. March, as a lot of people know you. Do you like that nickname, first of all?
Well, I like what the nickname means, but I think some people think that means I only work in March. They think I take November, December, January, and February
You come
off.
alive in March.
Maybe that's it. You come alive in March. I'd rather be known as Mr. All Year, Mr. Consistency. My goal is to always be knocking on the door of a Big Ten championship and always be knocking on the door of a Final Four. And, you know, this year we were knocking on that door, it just didn't open.
You did still live up to, I think, the nickname at least this year by blowing past expectations, taking that 7-seed team to the Sweet 16, beating my USC Trojans in the process. How much of that run even caught you by surprise?
You know, it sounds stupid. It really didn't.
Wow.
Because I said all year, if you watched, I really felt all year I liked this team. I always had a feel that we were good. We were together. I didn't think we were the most talented team I've had by far, but I thought we were one of the more connected teams we've had.
There's a viral clip of you in the first round against USC, getting a little frustrated, and in the process, breaking a clipboard. I brought a gift for you.
A new clipboard?
Yeah. But this one has a bit of a message on it, just in case you forgot what you're supposed to not do.
Do not break it.
Yeah,
I
so
like it. I like
keep that
it.
in mind.
I'll keep that.
Or break it if you want.
So I got caught on film doing that, which was no big deal. It's my way of getting my attention to my players. I've probably broken 50 of them in my career.
There's nothing new.
No, it was just another day when the girl says, I got this broken clipboard. I said, you got one of them.
Those are hard to break. I mean,
well, you know what's happened is about 8 years ago, they went from the hard cardboard, which were easy to break, to this, and I got fooled there early on. I tried to do my normal and it didn't work, so I had to adjust. I really blamed it on the company that built them, because they're just cheap and they crack for no reason.
Or maybe you've just been hitting the weight room.
Maybe
that's what it is.
One of the two.
It's not easy to do. It's also not easy to do what you guys did in the tournament, especially considering what happened just 32 days before on campus here, a mass shooting where 3 students were killed, 5 others were injured. What do you remember from that night when those alerts first started coming out?
The first thing is the alerts came out. And the second thing is, where's my kid? The third thing is, where's my players? And that sounds selfish, but I mean, that's what goes through your mind. And then as my staff got a hold of my players and my kid called and his girlfriend was actually in the building, kind of locked into a bathroom, it kind of hit home even more, you know. Then the reality set that somebody's son and daughter they're not going to get to talk to. And that was a hard moment. And the next day was a tough day, because no matter what you did and you said to yourself, well, my kid's okay, but somebody else's kid. So you wear your coach hat and then you wear your dad hat. And sometimes the two hats don't meet.
At the candlelight vigil, when you got up and spoke in the midst of all this devastation, something that you said was, you know, even with all this bad that is happening, we still have to remember the good.
You know, you wanted to give a Newt Rockne speech. You had all these people there, and I'm thinking to myself, what are the 3 sets of parents thinking who lost their children, you know? There was no positive to that. But my message there was more about we've got to stick together. You know, unfortunately in life, you are always moving forward, you know. Whether I die or you die or somebody that we really care about does, the world doesn't stop rotating, you know. We've got to find a way for this to quit happening on more of a regular basis, but we got to help each other through this without forgetting what happened, try to improve on why it happened, and yet make sure that the people that are still here, we grab them, we hug them, we talk to them, and we move forward.
And sports plays a huge role in helping people heal. How much of what happened here fueled the run in March?
You know, I don't think you'd ever know that, but our next game was at Michigan. And I remember being in the locker room and talking to my guys, and you couldn't say, let's go win one for them, because those people aren't around anymore, and it was too difficult for me to even think that way as a father. I thought our guys gave us everything they had, and that's what you ask them, that you're not just playing for yourself, you're playing for something a little bigger, and I told my guys in the first meeting at my house, because we weren't allowed back on campus, I said, I don't know what to say to you. I've never been through this. The sad part is, they might not know what to say to their kids, because they have been through this. That bothers me a lot.
Another thing that I think gives people hope, at least from what I've seen on the campus here, is the rock that a lot of people paint different messages on. Is there any message that you would put on the rock?
Respect. You know, respect your fellow students, respect your fellow Michiganders, respect your fellow people in your country, and respect the people in the world, you know. No matter who you are and what you are, I hope we get to the point where we're all human beings first.
I do want to switch gears here for just a second, because as most people, of course, recognize you as the coach of Michigan State. You've been doing it for so long. You also played a little basketball back in the day at Northern Michigan from 73 to 77, but I couldn't figure out any of your stats from those days. Do you remember how many points you averaged?
Pretty good stats.
Okay,
you know,
let's hear it.
My senior year, 11 or 12, and probably 7, 8 assists.
One stat I did find was that you set the school record for minutes played in a season as a senior at Northern Michigan. Great stat, right?
Yeah, great stat, because it's the only one I had that made any relevance.
So. Would Tom Izzo, the coach, recruit Tom Izzo, the player?
Hell no. Hell no, he wouldn't.
Mr. Year-Round, Mr. March, Mr. Consistency, whatever the nickname is, Tom Izzo.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.